The quote given to me is amateurs train until they get it right, professionals train until they can't get it wrong. Imagine you're in a classroom with a group of friends that you're just about to take a test. Some of your friends will tell you they studied until they think they got all the questions right. Another group of friends will tell you that they studied all night and they didn't get one question wrong, but they had very little sleep. The friends that didn't study just enough that they think they got all the questions right are the amateurs. The ones that studied all night are the professionals. The amateurs are the ones that are kind of easygoing. They try to study until they get it right. For professionals are the one that study all the time. They try to get everything perfect. They're somewhat like perfectionists. Amateurs don't care as much as professionals. Professionals care a lot for their work, and they try to perfect everything and try to not get anything wrong. For this speech, I would like to explain what I think the quote means, and I would like to explain a example of how this quote relates to my life. In my opinion, this quote means that the amateurs are the ones that study just enough to get everything right, but professionals are the ones that try to get everything perfect. There are people in this world that want to just perfect things, and there are ones that just want to get it just right. The amateurs are the ones that study enough, or they do things enough until they just get right, like tennis or fish to go fishing. The amateurs are the one that want to know just the basics. They don't want to perfect it. They've missed a few balls and they're not really good. They're not the best at it, but they're good enough that they know the basics and they can play a game. The professionals are the ones that always hit the ball. They rarely miss the ball. They are professionals at tennis, so they're very competitive and things like that, which make them perfectionists. Professionals are the ones that are like the perfect people of society. They don't get anything wrong. They can't stand when they mess up. And when they do mess up, they try to perfect it even more and more. Now I'd like to explain in a situation in which this quote relates to my life. This quote relates to my life because as a high school student, I like to get straight A's and I try to do good in school. I study for my tests. I do all my homework. I try to get straight A's, but in my opinion, let's be honest, I'm not the best student in the world, and I don't always study as much as I should, and I'm not always 100%. And the opposite of me is my best friend. My best friend is very good with school. She has straight A's. She's number one in her class, and she studies for everything, and she makes sure she does good. She is the professional of the situation. I'm the amateur. She studies all the time. She studies and gets very little sleep because of it. She does exceptional on the project, better than anyone else in our grade. And she's like the perfect person of society. She tries to do the perfect thing, while I'm just the amateur. I may be an amateur, but it's not always bad to be an amateur. You don't always have to be professional in life. Being an amateur is okay sometimes. You don't always have to be perfect, but sometimes being perfect is cool, but it's not always going to happen. The quote amateurs being training until they get it right, and professionals train until they can't get it wrong, is a very good lesson for people to understand. Professionals are always the ones that try to perfect things, and amateurs aren't always the best ones. Always the best ones in society. Amateurs don't care as much as professionals, but sometimes being an amateur is not always the worst thing in life. Amateurs solve problems to solve them, while professionals solve them to perfect them. But that's okay. You don't always have to be a professional at everything. Sometimes it's okay to be an amateur. Thank you for listening to this speech, and hope you have a great day.